In one study that I did, I had participants show up 2 at a time, and while they were waiting there for the researcher to arrive, we surprised them. We had an accomplice burst into the room, grab a piece of equipment, and run out. And then afterward, we showed these witnesses a photo lineup and asked them to try to identify the thief. Now, we stacked the deck against the witnesses. They got only a quick glimpse of the thief, and the photo lineup that we showed them never contained the thief's picture. So any choice from this lineup is going to be a wrong choice. Nevertheless, nearly everyone made a choice from that photo lineup. So now we've got this big collection of inaccurate witnesses. We asked them, how confident do you feel about that choice that you made? And we got a range of responses. Some witnesses reported feeling, I'm kind of confident. If they had to quantify it, they'd say maybe a 4, 5, or 6 out of 10. And other witnesses reporting that they were extremely confident. They'd go as far as to say, I'm a 9 or a 10 out of 10 in my certainty. Now, we found that what differentiated those witnesses who were not very confident from the witnesses who were extremely confident was what we told them after they made their identification. Witnesses who were extremely confident, after they made a choice from that lineup, we said, now that's the person the other witness chose. That simple piece of information, learning that someone else agreed with them, sent witnesses' confidence spiraling up. Now, in the world of eyewitness testimony, the rising confidence has an effect. The rising confidence, research has shown, causes witnesses to start shifting their recollections. And the witnesses where the confidence is rising are now witnesses who feel that they had a better view. They were paying better attention. They had a better chance to see the culprit's face. In fact, in some of our research, it was these pumped up confidence witnesses who reported the culprit's eye color when that wasn't visible. So this rising confidence, it's basically like kickstarting a big memory reconstruction project. To the witness, the memory feels sharper, clearer, more detailed, but in fact, that memory is no more accurate than what it was before confidence started rising. So is there anything that we can do? Is there an antidote? Can we create some shield from these influences? I want to tell you about another research project that I did to give some light on this question. In this particular study, we had 2 roles in the study, witnesses and investigators. And our participants came into the study. The participants were volunteers from the community. They were slotted into one of these 2 roles. Let's assume you're a participant in the study. This half of the room, here's our witnesses. This half of the room, here's our investigators. Witnesses, we'd send you out of the room to go and watch a crime video. Investigators, you would stay here, and I would give you a lineup briefing. Lineup briefing basically means I'm going to show you a photo lineup. I'm going to let you know which person in the lineup was the perpetrator. And I will tell you that your witness is coming back in. You're going to show them this lineup. But I want you to not give them any feedback. Do not let them know whether they're right or whether they're wrong. When we did this research, our investigators did a great job on this task. No problem in staying silent after the witness made a choice from the lineup. But how do you account for this? Our witnesses, those who made that correct choice from the lineup, were much more confident than the witnesses who made the wrong choice. Well, could it be that accuracy is driving the confidence up? In this study, absolutely not. In this study, we did it again. Never gave the witnesses a chance to get it right. We never included the culprit's photo in that photo lineup. But we led the investigators to believe that that photo was there. So we have this big collection of inaccurate witnesses. The difference is some witnesses have an investigator who believes they're accurate. Other witnesses have an investigator who believes they're inaccurate. What effect does that have? Well, we videotaped every pair of witness and investigator, and we looked at those tapes, and we saw some very subtle influences on the part of the investigators. Things like when the investigator believed the witness was right, they tended to maintain eye contact as they asked the witness to state how confident they were. When the investigator believed the witness was inaccurate, they tended to look down or look away. Subtle but powerful. And when we took this study a step forward and had the investigators question the witnesses about that crime video they'd seen, we saw more of this kind of influence, subtle but powerful. Things like when the investigator thought the witness was right. They did things while the witness spoke. They nodded, they smiled, they maintained eye contact. And in response, the witnesses became very confident as they told about the crime video they'd seen. Their report became very compelling. Now remember, all of these witnesses are inaccurate. There's no basis to have a compelling, credible testimony there from accuracy. Yet the investigators' beliefs are effectively constructing the witness's credibility, creating stories that are much more compelling because of the power of that belief.